I never thought doing laundry could be terrifying until that night in March. I was a college student working double shifts, and midnight was the only time I could get to the 24-hour laundromat on 5th Street. The place was always empty at that hour, which I actually preferred. No waiting for machines, no awkward small talk with strangers. Just me, my clothes, and the rhythmic hum of the washers. That particular night started like any other. I loaded my clothes into 3 machines, added detergent, and settled into one of the uncomfortable plastic chairs with my textbook. The familiar sounds were almost comforting. The whoosh of water filling the machines, the gentle rumble as they started their cycles. I had the entire place to myself, or so I thought. About 20 minutes into my wash cycle, I heard the front door chime. I looked up from my biology notes to see a man enter. He was probably in his 40s, wearing a stained work shirt and jeans. Nothing particularly unusual about him, except he wasn't carrying any laundry. No basket, no bag, nothing. He just stood there by the door, looking around the place slowly. I tried to focus on my studying, but I could feel him watching me. When I glanced up again, he had moved closer, now standing near the folding tables in the center of the room. Still no laundry, still just watching. I told myself he was probably waiting for someone. Maybe his wife or girlfriend was on their way with clothes to wash. But something felt wrong. The man started walking between the machines, his footsteps echoing off the tile floor. He would stop at random washers and dryers, pressing his face close to the glass doors, peering inside even though they were obviously empty. His movements were deliberate but strange, like he was searching for something specific, or someone specific. I pretended to read, but my hands were shaking. The man had made a complete circuit of the laundromat and was now approaching my area. I could hear his breathing, heavy and deliberate. When I finally looked up, he was standing directly in front of me, maybe 3 feet away. His eyes were fixed on mine, and he was smiling. Not a friendly smile. Something else entirely. "You're here pretty late," he said. His voice was soft, almost whispered, but it cut through the noise of the machines clearly. I managed to nod and mumbled something about being busy during the day. He nodded back, but never stopped smiling. "I've seen you here before. Same time, same machines. You have a routine." The way he said routine made my skin crawl. I realized he was right. I had been coming here every Tuesday and Friday at midnight for months. Same machines, same chair, same routine. How long had he been watching me? How many times had he been outside in the dark, looking through those windows, learning my patterns? My mouth went dry, and I could feel my heart pounding against my ribs. "I should go check on my clothes," I said, standing up quickly. But he moved with me, staying close. Too close. I could smell cigarettes and something else, something sour and unwashed. "Your machines still have 15 minutes, he said, pointing at the digital displays. He was right. He'd been timing my wash cycle, watching and timing everything I did. I sat back down, but kept my textbook closed and my phone in my hand. The man pulled up a chair, my chair, the one I always sat in, and positioned it directly across from me. Now we were facing each other like we were having some kind of meeting. "I work nights too," he said. "Security guard. I patrol this whole area. I see everything that happens here. Security guard." That explained how he knew my routine, how he'd been watching me. But it didn't make me feel any safer. If anything, it made everything worse. He leaned forward, his elbows on his knees, getting closer to my face. "You shouldn't be out here alone so late. Lots of dangerous people around at night, especially pretty young girls like you." My phone showed 12:47 a.m., still 10 minutes on the wash cycle. 10 minutes trapped here with this man who had been stalking my routine, learning my schedule, planning this encounter. I started thinking about the distance to the door, whether I could run fast enough, whether he would follow me, whether this was just the beginning of whatever he had planned. Then the lights went out. All of them, suddenly, plunging the entire laundromat into complete darkness. The washing machines kept running, their mechanical sounds now deafening in the black void. I heard his chair scrape against the floor as he stood up. "Don't worry." His voice came from somewhere very close to my ear. "I have a flashlight." A beam of light clicked on, but instead of pointing it around the room, he aimed it directly at my face, blinding me. I couldn't see anything beyond that harsh circle of light. I heard him moving, his footsteps circling around my chair. The light stayed on my face the entire time. "The power goes out here sometimes," he whispered. "Usually takes about an hour to come back on." That's when I ran. I knocked over my chair and bolted toward where I remembered the door being, my hands stretched out in front of me, feeling for obstacles. Behind me, I heard him laugh, a sound that still wakes me up at night. I made it to the street and didn't stop running until I reached my dorm. I never went back for my clothes. Sometimes I wonder if he's still there, waiting in the dark, timing someone else's routine.